What's up, family? Gerald the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Let the King out at 105theking.com and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, The Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's the Bossman on your radio.
Listen to the Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.
What's up, good people? BetOnline is your number one source for all your betting needs. The latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use your promo code BELIEVE, B-L-E-A-V, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
Yes, BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV, covering content and hot topics from A to Z, sports, music, society and culture, movie reviews, you name it, we have it. Check it out on bs3network.com or check us out on Roku, BS3 TV on Roku, as well as check out your favorite podcast on all podcast platforms or Spreaker.com/BS3 Network.
You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
On the Bossman Show, back here with Dane, Fischer, William, and Mary Tribe here on the Boss Side of the new CAA, the Coastal Athletic Association. They're not colonial anymore. Coach, good to talk to you, man. How you doing, man?
Boss, man, I'm doing great, man. It's good to see you again.
Yes, sir, man. Dang, I can't believe it, man. You're going to your fifth year, man. I mean, we talked when you got hired, man. We talked a few other times before you maybe in between, but man, like this is going into if I was the head coach with Will and Mary after all this time, man.
Yeah, it's been a pretty crazy 4 years too. With thinking back to what college basketball was like when I first got hired, and then obviously the pandemic and the transfer portal and NIL. I mean, it's just a totally different deal than it was when I first got here. But we're certainly looking forward to this season. Yes, indeed. Well, tell me about this. Who are some guys this summer and workouts really stood out to you that you really happy with their improvement? Because you and I both know player development is very important, and guys getting better sometimes is very important. So what's some guys who highlight who really, in your mind, improved a lot this summer? Yeah, we've got a good group of guys coming back from last year that we're excited about. A couple of our key returners were actually kind of working their way back through injury this summer, so didn't get a chance to showcase as much over the summer. But some guys that stood out as returners that had some really good summers. Charlie Williams, the first guy that I would think of, 6'10", sophomore forward for us. Just had a great summer, really expanded his shooting range. He's got a ton of comfort within our offense and how we want to play. Jack Karazinski, another sophomore, had a great summer for us. Shoots the ball from three, he's tough as nails, goes to the offensive glass. And those two guys really stood out. Jake Milkwright, who will be a senior for us this year, had his best summer, was healthy the whole summer, which was a key for him. So those guys were the ones that had some really good summers in terms of returning guys. And then we brought in some transfers we think are going to help us. And like I said, a couple other key returners working their way back from injury.
And Dane, looking at your roster, how much was it this summer trying to do individual work versus trying to put in some team stuff too. We have so many guys coming in new as well, trying to get them gelled in what you do as a system. So how was that trying to balance between doing team and doing individual work now and that? Of course, now you're going to be doing some same things as you get ready November the 6th, but how is this summer trying to kind of blend those team versus individual stuff?
Yeah, good question. Because we're always trying to do a bunch with player development and helping guys expand their games and focus on what they're great at and go be great at it. But when there are new guys coming in, you feel like you want to get some of your schematic things in. So we actually did a little bit more on the offensive end this summer schematically than we had in the past. Just felt like we wanted to get everybody really comfortable with how we want to play on that side of the ball, so that when we hit the ground running this fall, we could really focus on the defensive end. And so we did a little bit more team stuff this summer than we had in the past. And at the same time, the foundation for what we're doing is always individual player development.
100%. And you know what? I think I know when I played, I feel like I did my best work when I was in Nashville and not back home in Atlanta. Been around my team when you're going on those gassers, when you're on the track, you're getting in the weight room. And the accountability that you build with your teammates for summertime, each of those hard times when January and February come those dog days. Talk about that, man. Just seeing your guys come together in jail through these workouts, through these strength training, because you and I both know it's going to be a long year, man. It's 2 semesters, man. You had to grind it out. And had that one with your teammates to be able to get through it all.
Yeah, I think the summer is such a great time because it allows you to lay the foundation for how you want to proceed as a program for the season. Our guys, we get the guys out here for 6 weeks. We push them really hard in the weight room. We really try to spend a lot of time getting their bodies ready for, as you mentioned, how long the season is and the grind of that. Obviously, we're in the gym working on the basketball portion as well. But then I think another big piece of it is just the time they get to spend together. There's very few distractions in the summer because not a lot of students around. You don't have as much going on academically as during the semester. So it gives them a chance to really have some team bonding and do some things off the court that I think are really important for building a team as you look to the season ahead.
And for you personally in the program, what do you say has been the biggest thing for you for growth as a coach and as this program from year one to now? Because I know it's with you did so much change as you alluded to earlier with the COVID year, extra guys having extra eligibility. So how was the program grown in your mind from year one to now and dealing with all the things outside of your control and happen as you try to do this program up?
Yeah, I think that as we talked about earlier, that all the changes had such an impact on us a little bit, as it did for everybody, but a little bit for us with more so with just where our roster was at. And I kind of felt like I had 4 first years in terms of, again, second year, your first year is your first year, your second year you deal with COVID. The third year we had a super young team that we knew we were going to take some lumps with, and then the fourth year we have a new team again with the transfer portal and some of the guys we brought in. So I feel like this is a year where we're really going to be able to build upon what we had last year. And for us, we've talked a lot about just the importance of habits and how can you get championship habits into what you do and in everything that you do. I think that really started with us in the classroom last semester. We had a 3.28 GPA, which is a heck of an accomplishment in a school like William and Mary. And I think some of those habits are starting to form now on the court with the way guys are going about their business. So that's kind of been our big theme as we head into this season.
And Dane, you feel like when I played, it wasn't so much many limits on the hours with the players, but you feel like with the academic piece of it, getting an internship and preparing them for life after basketball, trying to get them that holistic view of mental athlete and knowing that, hey, one day the ball will stop bouncing for all of us, but having that degree and getting interested in that networking now to when you leave with that William and Mary degree, you can fall back on something after the ball stops bouncing.
Yeah, I think it's probably the best sell that we have here is that combination of an elite academic experience and what that can do for your future when this is done, to go along with playing in an unbelievably competitive league and high level Division I basketball. So, we talk all the time in the recruiting process that, we want to find guys that really understand what this degree can do for them when the ball does stop bouncing. And hopefully for them, it's 8, 10, 12 years after their college career is done, because they want to go on and play professionally. And we've had a number of guys that have done that, a number of guys in our program that aspire to do that. And that's the blend that we try to find here. And those are the guys that ultimately have a lot of success here and then have success when they're done with basketball.
Now, do you feel like, Dane, in this new world of college basketball, you be able to find good high school players and good JUCO guys who can overlooked by the Power 5 schools because of, they want certain things? It's like you're able to find the good JUCO guys, the good high school guys who are not getting recruited right now because so many guys in the system are older with the COVID years, things of that nature. You can really bring your program and help build this thing even more for you.
Yeah, I think that the secret to winning is no different than it's ever been, right? You've got to get really great players, and what's different now is the different avenues that you can get them. And whether it be a high school player that is a little bit overlooked because some people are thinking more in the portal. Maybe you get the guy in the portal that played a couple of years at a lower level that is now really developed and can come in and make an impact. So it's a little bit, like I said, the mission is the same. There's just a lot of different ways to define guys now and kind of avenues to build a team. So, we just talk about trying to find guys that are really good students, really good basketball players, and high character. And if it's a high school player that fits here, that's great. I think you always have to have that because that's going to be the foundation of your program. But the reality of it is you can find those guys in a lot of different places now.
And for you to being in the CAA, I feel like it's getting better and better and better each year. Now I feel like you should be a multiple be a league every year as well. So talk about just coaching in the CAA, seeing how it's grown, and just seeing just the level of talent and coaching in your guys' league, man. How it's grown. You even got there.
Yeah, it is. You're spot on with the level of the league right now, and especially at the top of this league has been terrific. And I don't think that's changing anytime soon. Right now, I think we've got some really high level teams, and obviously we've added some teams over the past couple of years, and it's given us a little bit more strength in numbers. We're up to 14 teams now. We go all the way up to Boston and down to Charleston, South Carolina. We've got a pretty good footprint in a lot of different geographical areas along the way, which is neat for us. So it's going to be a fun year this year. It's going to be the first year with 14 teams, with Campbell being the latest addition. So I'm sure it'll be another competitive year. And I feel like every game you go into is like, man, those guys are good and they're well coached too. So it'll be competitive for sure.
And talk about your non-league schedule. I know you have an MTE out there, the Air Force, and you have different games regionally as well. Talk about trying to put together that non-league schedule to get your guys ready for that CAA grind that comes up real fast.
Yeah. We always try to blend with keeping some regional rivals as best we can to play those games. That's always something that our fans are always excited about. We've got Old Dominion and Richmond right now on the schedule, and they're opposite one another. So we're at home with one and on the road with another, which is great for our fans. Norfolk State is an unbelievable program. We play them. This will be the third year playing them. Perennial NCAA tournament team as of late. And then, of course, Hampton was a team we always played in a non-league, but has now joined our conference. And then we're heading out of region this year for the first time since we faced COVID, actually. So you mentioned the MTE at Air Force, which would be a great opportunity for us to get out there and play 3 games in 4 days. And then we're taking a trip out to Pepperdine, which would be really neat. We're going out there right before Christmas, get out to the West Coast and hopefully see a bunch of alums out there. And then we've got another really good regional game at George Washington this year. So it's a chance for us to get up to Washington, D.C. and play in there. So those are some of the games that I highlighted. American, Navy, a couple of teams in the Patriot League, similar academic standards with institutions, which is always good for us. So it's going to be, again, another challenging non-league and kind of, I think, a nice blend of getting out of region and then trying to keep some of the in-state regional rivals alive.
That's one for you, Coach. You got a young man from Georgia, Mr. Lamont, on your roster. Tell me about that young man and what you expect from him in the future as you help him mold and develop him.
Yeah, so we saw Jaden playing with Blair Academy, and obviously a phenomenal prep school up there, and terrific coach, and Joe Mantegna. And Jaden is a true point guard, and he's one of those guys that he wants to get others involved. He wants to share the ball. He's got an elite ability to see the floor and pass it. like any young player, is learning, where to pick his spots and where to make the play and where to, where it's time to just make the simple one. I think he's got a chance to be a really high level defender, a great athlete, good size. So, I'm excited about him because I think that true point guard and guy that wants to facilitate and involve others is hard to find.
Yes, indeed. Well, I'm always happy to see a Georgia kid on a roster. It makes me smile once my heart, man. So I'll be looking for him this year as well in your team, man. So best luck to you, Dane. I'm talking to you in March again when you go into the big days, hopefully, man.
Hey, listen, if we're going, you and I are talking, it's a deal.
Yes, indeed. Hey, man, good to see you again, man. Be safe, man. Best luck to you, my brother.
Thanks, man. Take care.
All right, see you, man.
BS3 Network. Changing the way you watch TV.
Yes, BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV, covering content and hot topics from A to Z. Sports, music, society and culture, movie reviews. You name it, we have it. Check it out on bs3network.com or check us out on Roku, BS3 TV on Roku, as well as check out your favorite podcast on all podcast platforms or Spreaker.com/BS3 Network.
You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
What's up, good people? BetOnline is your number one source for all your betting needs. The latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use your promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts. What's up, family? Gerald the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Let the King out at 105theking.com and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, the Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's the Bossman on your radio.
Listen to The Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.